You want them to bow, don't you? To respect you, to fear you. But let's face it, no one bows to the weak. This world crushes those who don't rise above. This is your wake-up call. If you don't have these 10 traits, you're not living. You're surviving, and the world doesn't bow to survivors. It bows to warriors. Stand in front of the mirror and take a hard look. What stares back at you? A man who commands his life or a servant to his impulses? Be honest. Most men live shackled by their own comfort. Slaves to distractions and chained by the lies they tell themselves. Tomorrow I'll start. Next week I'll be better. But here's the truth. Tomorrow never comes for the undisciplined. Weakness owns you because you've allowed it to. How long will you let fleeting pleasures dictate your fate? Why it matters? Without self-discipline, you're a ship with no captain, drifting aimlessly, controlled by the tides of temptation. Every excuse, every moment of indulgence is another nail in the coffin of your potential. Power, control, success. They all begin with one thing: mastery over yourself. If you can't control your own actions, how can you ever hope to control your life? How to master. Discipline isn't a gift. It's a battle, and you win it by waging war against your weaknesses. Command your day. Write down your goals every morning, not as suggestions, but as non-negotiable orders to yourself. Punish. Weakness. When you fail, don't excuse it. Push harder. Miss a workout. Add an extra mile tomorrow. Gave in to temptation? Skip a meal. Let your body feel the consequences of its disobedience. Train your mind. Cold showers, fasting, and early mornings aren't just habits. They're tools. Each one bends your body to your will, sharpening your mental edge and forging a mind that doesn't back down. Self-discipline isn't about motivation. It's about consistency. You show up even when you don't feel like it, even when every fiber of your being screams to quit. That's how you break the chains of weakness. Here's the reality. A man without discipline is powerless, and a powerless man is invisible. But the disciplined man, he's a force they can't ignore. So ask yourself, are you ready to command your life, or will you remain its servant? The choice is yours. Look at your life. Are you too comfortable? Your soft bed, your lazy routines, the easy choices you make, they are all lies. Comfort feels safe, but it's slowly killing your drive, stealing your ambition, and leaving you stuck. You tell yourself you're fine, but deep down, you know you're not. Comfort doesn't help you grow, it traps you. It stops you from pushing harder, from becoming better. Ask yourself, how many men stay in their comfort zones and never achieve anything great? Will you be one of them? Why it matters. No man ever became great by staying comfortable. Growth only happens when you face challenges, when you go through struggle and pain. Comfort keeps you stuck, while discomfort forces you to change and improve. How to overcome it? You need to make discomfort part of your life. Here's how to do it. Choose the hard way. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Walk instead of drive. Say yes to the harder option every time. Hate where you are. Be honest about your life. If you're not where you want to be, don't make excuses. Use that frustration to fuel your effort to change. Learn from discomfort. Cold showers, tough workouts, fasting, these aren't just challenges. They teach you to push through pain and become stronger. Comfort is your enemy. Every time you choose the easy path, you make yourself weaker. The man who embraces discomfort becomes stronger, tougher, and more focused. The man who stays comfortable stays the same and eventually becomes forgotten. Which one will you be? It's time to destroy comfort before it destroys you. Why do lions rule the jungle? It's not just because they're strong. It's because they're silent, calculated, and strike only when it matters. But most men, they're the opposite. They talk too much. They share every thought, every goal, every failure, and then they wonder why no one takes them seriously. When you reveal too much, you give others the power to judge, criticize, and even sabotage you. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Why it matters. A man who moves in silence is respected because he's unpredictable. People fear what they don't understand. When you talk too much, you make yourself easy to figure out and easy to defeat. How to practice. Learn to work quietly and let your actions speak louder than your words. Keep your goals private. Don't tell everyone what you're planning. Focus on doing the work instead of talking about it. Let results speak for you. Whether it's getting fit, building a business, or achieving a goal, show them through results, not empty promises. Learn when to speak. Share only what's necessary and nothing more. Silence makes you powerful, not mysterious for the sake of it, but strategic. The less they know, the more they fear. Let your success surprise them and let your silence keep them guessing. The man who conquers in the shadows is the man who commands respect. Your emotions are your biggest weakness or your greatest weapon. Anger, fear, doubt. These are tools others will use to control you, to manipulate you, to break you. But what if they couldn't? What if you were unshakable, calm, and in control, no matter the chaos around you? The truth is, most men are reactive. They lash out in anger, crumble under fear, and let insecurity guide their actions. A man like that is easy to predict and even easier to defeat. Why it matters. A reactive man is a weak man. People will know exactly how to push your buttons, control your decisions, and throw you off balance. But a man who controls his emotions, he's unpredictable, focused, and unstoppable. He becomes the fortress that no storm can break. How to build it. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about mastering them. Here's how. Observe before acting. When you feel a surge of anger or fear, pause. Take a deep breath. Give yourself 10 seconds to decide how to respond. Practice stillness. Spend time each day in silence, meditating, journaling, or simply sitting still. Learn to hear your thoughts without reacting to them. Train through challenges. Put yourself in difficult situations on purpose. A hard workout, a cold shower, a tough conversation. Use these moments to practice staying calm under pressure. A fortress doesn't collapse in a storm. Neither should you. When you master your emotions, you master your mind. And when you master your mind, you master everything else. Do you think the world owes you anything? It doesn't. No one will hand you success, power, or respect. Everything worth having in life must be taken, earned through grit, sacrifice, and relentless ambition. But here's the harsh truth. Most men don't want more. They've settled for mediocrity, convinced themselves that good enough is acceptable. Have you? Or is there still a fire inside you that refuses to settle, that demands more? Why it matters. Ambition is the engine of growth. Without it, you're like a stagnant pool, still lifeless and irrelevant. The world doesn't need stagnant men. It needs rivers, forces of nature that carve paths, overcome obstacles, and never stop moving forward. Ambition isn't just a desire. It's a necessity for anyone who wants to rise above the ordinary. How to cultivate it. Ambition doesn't happen by accident. You have to fuel it every single day. Set big goals. If your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. Aim for things that force you to grow, that push you beyond what you think is possible. Chase relentlessly. Treat your goals like your life depends on them. Because it does. Work toward them with an obsession that leaves no room for excuses or distractions. Never settle, no matter how small or large the victory. Don't stop. The moment you settle, the fire dies. Always ask yourself, what's next? Your ambition is your fire. Let it burn so fiercely that it consumes every obstacle in your path. Most men will settle for a life of mediocrity, but the ambitious man, he's unstoppable. Will you be the man who burns for more, or the man who lets his fire go out? The choice is yours. Not everyone deserves the truth. Expose too much, and you hand others the keys to control you. Truth, like a blade, is a tool. You must know when to wield it and when to sheath it. Most men fail here. They talk too much, overshare their plans, their thoughts, their weaknesses. Then they wonder why they're so easily defeated. Here's the truth. Silence is power and mystery is your shield. Why it matters. Deception isn't about lies. It's about control. When you speak too freely, you make yourself predictable. Predictable men are easy to read and even easier to defeat. But a man who moves in silence, who keeps his intentions hidden, that man commands fear and respect. How to use it. Mastering strategic deception doesn't mean being dishonest. It means being calculated. Speak less, listen more. The less you say, the more you learn. People reveal their plans and weaknesses when they think you're not paying attention. Reveal only what's necessary. Share just enough to satisfy curiosity, but never everything. Keep your true thoughts and plans locked away. Stay unpredictable. Change your approach, your tactics, and your routines. Don't let anyone think they have you figured out. A man of mystery is a man of power. When they can't predict your next move, they can't prepare for it. Remember, a predictable enemy is a defeated enemy. Keep them guessing. Let your silence speak louder than words and your results louder than promises. Will you master the art of mystery or remain an open book for the world to read? The choice is yours. Impatience is the downfall of most men. It pushes you to act before you're ready, to speak without thinking, to rush into battles you aren't prepared to win. Impatience doesn't just make you weak, it makes you reckless, predictable, and easy to manipulate. Tactical patience, on the other hand, is a weapon. It's the ability to hold your ground, to observe, to wait for the perfect moment to strike. Why it matters. The man who waits is the man who controls the battlefield. He watches as others rush in, make mistakes, and exhaust themselves. Then, when the time is right, he strikes and he doesn't miss. Tactical patience turns you from prey into predator, from impulsive to unstoppable. How to develop it? Patience isn't passive, it's active. Here's how to build it. Practice delayed gratification. When you feel the urge to act, pause. Ask yourself, is this the best time? Am I fully prepared? If not, wait. Learn to observe. Watch situations unfold without rushing in. Study your opponent, the environment, and the dynamics at play. The more you know, the sharper your strike will be. Train your patience daily. Start small. Resist instant rewards, like checking your phone every few minutes. Expand this practice to bigger challenges, like waiting for the right opportunity in business or relationships. The lion doesn't chase every gazelle. He observes the herd, waits for the perfect target, and strikes with precision. Be like the lion. Learn to wait, not out of fear, but out of strategy. You will fail. You will stumble. Life will knock you down harder than you ever imagined. That's not a possibility. It's a certainty. But here's the truth that separates the weak from the powerful. It's not the fall that defines you, but whether or not you get back up. Most men stay down. They let failure break them. They let rejection crush their spirit. But a dangerous man, he doesn't just rise. He rises stronger every single time. Why? It matters. Resilience is the foundation of greatness. Without it, every setback becomes permanent. Every challenge becomes an excuse. But with it, failure becomes fuel, pain becomes power, and struggle becomes the path to success. The men who rise are the ones who conquer. How to build it. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you develop through grit and practice. Turn failure into fuel. When you fail, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? Treat every setback as a lesson, not an end. Surround yourself with strength. Be around people who push you, challenge you, and inspire you to keep going. Weak environments breed weak men. Refuse to quit. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how hopeless it feels, make one promise to yourself. Never quit. You don't have to win today, but you have to keep fighting. The storm doesn't defeat the mountain. The mountain stands tall, unshaken. Be the man who rises every time life knocks him down. Be the man who turns every failure into a stepping stone toward greatness, because the only way to truly lose is to stay down. This isn't for everyone. Most men will ignore this, dismiss it, stay in their comfortable cages. But not you. If you've made it this far, you're different. You've felt the now. The question is simple. Will you act? The weak stay silent. The strong speak up. If you've made it this far, you're not ordinary. You're the 1% who craves power, discipline, and dominance. Show me your commitment. Drop a comment below and let the world know you're ready to rise, to conquer, to make them bow. Your legacy starts here.